You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a lawsuit in the Joplin area after the wrongful death of an off-duty firefighter.
But first, families in St. Louis, Missouri are being forced to move due to unsafe levels of radiation.
And take a look at that sunrise. Even though we've got those mostly cloudy skies, it still looks lovely. Temperatures cooler today, still above normal. We're going to break down for you coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. now on this Tuesday, February the 10th. Happy Tuesday. We got just a few days to Valentine's Day for those who are participating.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a requirement. You know, sometimes for the husbands or for the boyfriends, it's stressful for us, okay? We never know what to do. So it almost feels like it's a required course at school. It's a test we have to take. And we could pass or fail. Really, we could pass and fail.
It depends on how well you know your partner.
Yeah, it does. And usually they'll drop you hints. It also depends on how well we listen. And we don't always do that so well. So hopefully you're ready, though. And it's a slightly more serious situation up around the St. Louis area for some families up there.
Some members of a Missouri neighborhood have lost their homes due to radioactive waste concerns.
Now, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is scheduled to take down at least 5 more homes before the end of the week. Russell Kinsall reports.
A husband and wife watched as the house where they lived for 28 years was turned into a pile of rubble. The husband asked that we not reveal his identity.
28 years of my kids' memories, Christmases. It's hard.
Decades ago, radioactive waste from the Manhattan Project leaked into Coldwater Creek. These houses, slated for demolition, were built on top of a past curve in the creek. Since 1997, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has been digging up and removing contaminated soil.
This is one of the first times we've actually had to remove residential structures to complete the remediation.
The Corps of Engineers says soil sampling found contamination in the yards of 6 houses. The contamination was down 2.5 to 17 feet. The Corps says it didn't pose a risk to the residents, but the level of radiation was above a threshold that requires it to be removed.
We could not safely remediate and remove all the contamination we needed to without the homes being out of the way.
The homes were bought out and residents were forced to move.
It's heart-wrenching because I feel their pain. You know, we're a close-knit neighborhood, and I feel their pain.
The owners of the home are frustrated. They weren't told their house had to be bought out till after spending $70,000 recently to renovate their house after hail and tornado damage.
I don't believe they were very transparent as to what and how they were handling it.
The Army Corps took soil samples up and down the street and found contamination in other yards, but engineers say the levels were not high enough to require removal.
A very sad situation there.
Yeah, very, very tough, you know, and that becomes the thing. I say, you know, the remediation, this is the first time where it's been at a point they've got to remove the homes where typically they've just been able to clear that soil, but in order to get it completely cleared, they got to take everything out. So,
and they have to keep safety in mind.
Absolutely, but it still certainly is a tough situation. Our weather down here yesterday, by the way, we broke a record high in Joplin. Not the only place to break a record, but just the one I have committed to memory because my memory's terrible. So yesterday we made it to 76. The previous record was 75. Well, we only beat it by a degree. Something to keep in mind, that old record has been around since World War II, set back in 1943. So it's been a while since it's been that warm on February the 9th, and we will be warm again today. Let's start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Again, the clouds increasing, but that does lead to a very nice looking sunrise out there. There's some nice pretty colors. We're going to head over to the Westco camera, 7th and range line. I'm just going to stay out of the way for a minute because, again, you just get those nice colors out there. I think Bob Ross would be quite pleased. Another great landscape to paint for him. Here we go. KDOT camera, 69-400. Just looking north along 69. Looking good so far. And our final stop, the MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, looking back northwest. You can see that cloud cover overhead. So that's what we're talking about. The clouds continuing to increase out there. Temperatures, though, bear in mind our average low is about 26, 27. We are at 60 in Joplin, 50 53 in Pittsburgh. Now you can see where the cold front is. It's coming through. It made it to our area about the right time, but it has slowed down. And so that's why ahead of it, take a look. We still have Grove, Jay, the warmer spots, both at 63. Our cold spot is Sedan at 39, but even then, that is still warmer than yesterday by about 12 degrees. And then you head down here, look at Grove. 31 degrees warmer right now than the same time yesterday. Talk about an increase. All of us warmer than yesterday for this morning. Won't be the case tonight, though. So today, cold front, since it's moving slower, the biggest impact it has is we reach our highs somewhat early and level out for a while until that front begins to exit. So by noon, it's just south of I-44, and by 4, and see, it's just getting out of our region, so temperatures will begin to gradually fall behind that. Now, with that said, folks like Yates Center, Chanute, Iola, Burlington, you're further northwest, so your temperatures may be a wee bit cooler than the temperatures we're going to talk about. But the temperatures we've punched in are looking at, this is an average, what I think most of us will see today. But again, further north, further behind the front, you may be a wee bit cooler than these numbers, but not by a lot. So we're going low 60s by 9. We should reach mid 60s by about 10, 11 o'clock, leveling out. And then as we get past 1, 2, temperatures will begin to drop a bit, back down to the mid 50s by 6, north winds gusting to 25. And these temperatures, while they are 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, are still 20 degrees above average for those highs, so staying mild. Above average temperatures hanging on for quite some time. We're going to talk about that and some weekend rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. The parents of a Joplin area firefighter who died in a golf cart accident reached a $150,000 wrongful death settlement. Tucker Berry was off duty when he was thrown from a golf cart in October of 2024 in Carl Junction and struck his head. He never regained consciousness. The settlement involves 2 men who were driving golf carts during the incident. Brand Colin, who was driving the cart Berry fell from, still faces criminal charges of involuntary manslaughter. The Berry family will receive just over $99,000 after attorney fees. Officials confirmed the name of a Joplin man who died in a Sunday evening motorcycle crash in Jasper County. The county coroner confirmed that 24-year-old Bryce Roach died after crashing with a car at West 7th Street and Central City Road. Roach was ejected from the motorcycle and rushed to a Springfield hospital, where he died early yesterday morning. The crash report did not list any injuries for the driver of the car. The Carthage School District considers major changes to Pleasant Valley Elementary. Superintendent Luke Boyer says no decision has been made yet, but the district needs to expand its Beacon Autism Center, which currently has a waiting list approaching the same number of students the district serves. Boyer says the Pleasant Valley campus is the only location that could support the expansion. The school board plans to discuss potential changes this month. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe made several stops in Joplin yesterday, highlighting education, workforce development, and health care. Governor Kehoe used his visit to Joplin to talk about broader challenges facing the state, among them how Missouri positions itself for growth and competes with other states for residents and investment. A woman who asked the Joplin City Council to acknowledge a homeless man's death says she's facing backlash instead of empathy. Amanda Bearden says she wanted the council to recognize the death of 41-year-old James Boyer, who died from hypothermia in Joplin last month. KLM's Kenny Foreman sat down with Bearden, who is still seeking answers from the city.
I would like one more second to just say, James Boyer.
At last week's City Council meeting, Amanda Bearden was hoping the council would at least acknowledge the recent death of James Boyer. Instead, she says she was met with backlash from council members.
As a Carl Junction resident, how many times have you addressed your Carl Junction City Council about these same issues and advocated for support and help from the community that you're a taxpayer and registered voter for?
That
Once,
doesn't pertain
twice,
to this. Mr.
never?
Boyer and the community that
Ma'am, that's not what I asked. Once, twice, never what?
I have not.
That's a numerical.
Rather than engaging with me about the death of Mr. Boyer or showing any kind of empathy, he immediately went on the attack, asking why I was there speaking when I'm not a Joplin resident, and then telling me that I should take many of the unsheltered to Carl Junction, which is where I am a resident, even though I only live 2 miles from the airport.
41-year-old Boyer was found dead near the Residence Inn on Hammonds Boulevard on January 27th. The coroner's report says the cause of death was hypothermia, which created a cardiac event. Bearden says that the city's strict regulations likely played a part.
I feel wholeheartedly that the city leadership is complicit in his passing because they have instituted ordinances that cause the individuals that we previously would have known exactly where they were staying every night to go further into the woods, to hide further away from the resources because of this camping ordinance.
As someone who works with resource centers, she has a vision for what the city needs to do better.
We could locate them, we could get them to safety and security, and we could keep identifying resources. With the new street medicine residency program, if we don't know where they're at, having residents that are willing and ready and eager to provide them support does no good if we can't find them.
But at the moment, she feels this is only possible with a fresh group of voices.
At this point, it appears that it's going to have to be a change in leadership. It's going to have to be the April City Council vote.
A visual for James Boyer will take place right here at Spiva Park on Saturday, February 14th at 5 p.m. Reporting in Joplin, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we're taking a closer look at Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Topping Nation Watch, Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny turned the Super Bowl halftime show into a full-blown dance party Sunday. The numbers are in, and it turns out the singer's show was the most watched halftime performance of all time, with more than 135 million viewers. Adriana Diaz reports.
The grass grew into a field of sugarcane as Bad Bunny kicked off his halftime show. The singer started his set by walking us through a colorful Caribbean landscape filled with a Domino's game, a nail salon, and even a shaved ice cart. He then took us to La Casita, the same pink house from his Puerto Rican residency last year, where Jessica Alba, Cardi B, Karol G, and Pedro Pascal were all VIP.
Los declaro marido y mujer.
From there, it morphed into a real-life, legally binding wedding with quite the wedding singer. Lady Gaga, singing a salsa version of Die With a Smile. She also showed off her dance moves at the wedding reception. Bad Bunny then took a shot from a Puerto Rican pioneer, Tonita, who owns a legendary New York social club. At one point, cameras found a young boy and his family watching the moment Bad Bunny won his Grammy last week. The singer then passing the dream forward. La Brega podcast host Alana Casanova Burgess.
I think a lot of people, myself included, saw parallels between that little boy and Liam Conejo Ramos. We know that that little boy wasn't Liam Conejo Ramos, but whether it was a younger Bad Bunny or any other Latino kid, I think the parallels were pretty clear.
From there, Bad Bunny brought out fellow Puerto Rican icon Ricky Martin.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa. God bless America!
And then closed out the show, shouting out every country across the Americas.
Venezuela, Guyana!
Marching with all their flags in front of a jumbotron that read, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love." An alternative halftime show viewed by more than 5 million people was headlined by Kid Rock. Bad Bunny's set drew a record-breaking 135 million viewers and tens of thousands in person.
I love the fact that everybody was like bringing culture together and he was just trying to mend things.
I think music should be universal and it was absolutely fantastic.
Seguimos aquí.
Adriana Diaz, CBS News.
That's a look at some of today's top national stories. We'll be right back.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's coming up on 7:19 on this Tuesday morning. Take a look at the future track. We have our cold front. It's pushing through right now, but it's slowed down a bit, at least compared to data expectations yesterday. The slowing down of the front isn't going to have a significant impact on our weather, but it will draw out our high temperatures, which is not necessarily a bad thing, a little longer. So here it is by noon south of I-44. Now yesterday, model data was suggesting that by noon it would at least be out of our area, but now it won't be out of our area until closer to 4, and then it will eventually exit. This is a dry front at this point. There are some rain showers down south, but I mean, we're talking along the I-40 corridor stretching back towards central Arkansas, so it should stay south of us as well. Even though we need the rain, it's not going to make it this far north. Well, mostly cloudy skies today, gusty north winds behind this front, so it will make it feel a little cooler out there. And then mostly cloudy up until about midnight, and that's not a glitch on future track. Clouds are genuinely expected to make a quick exit starting after midnight, and then leaving us with some clear skies for a good portion of our Wednesday before we start to see clouds returning late Wednesday afternoon into the evening hours progressively, and then we'll start to go mostly cloudy overnight Wednesday into Thursday, and we'll spend most of Thursday mostly cloudy as well, but winds will begin to shift out of the south for us, which will help us warm up a bit. And while there's a brief pause in the clouds, by Thursday evening, clouds will return overnight, and then we could see an isolated shower or two out there. Pretty nice looking sunrise, though, from Westco Camera 7th and Range Line in Joplin. So that's us already transitioning to those mostly cloudy skies. As I mentioned earlier, just bear in mind, the further behind the front you are, your temperatures may be a few degrees cooler. But it shouldn't be a big difference from what you're seeing here. These numbers, again, are a general expectation for most of the region. But with that front passing through, some of you, again, may be a little cooler. We're looking about 60 to start, and we only have about a 5-degree increase, 5-6 degrees here, going to the mid-60s by 11, where yesterday, through the early morning hours, we had a 20-degree jump in temperatures. We're going to make about the mid-60s. Now, I want to back it up very quickly. So see about 10 a.m., we're already at 64. So we take that, we reach our highs early this morning and level out for several hours before temperatures gradually begin to drop heading into the afternoon. So once we get past 1, 2 o'clock, temperatures will drop. They don't plummet. It's a slow decrease, but we'll go back down to about 60 by 4. North winds gusting to 25. Overnight tonight, north winds continue to gust to 25. Mostly cloudy again up until midnight, and then skies begin to clear. We're colder, still above normal. And that's the other thing. Our temperatures, even though they're going to go up and down over the next several days, in all cases, they're expected to be above average. They may get a little cooler, a little warmer, a little cooler, but we won't be as cold or as chilly as we're supposed to be. So we get the isolated shower chances late Thursday into Friday. Valentine's Day, however, we have another system off to our south. Remember, on this future track, it's not rain across the entire southern half of the United States, but this is where rain or thunderstorms will be possible. This system, early Saturday, begins lifting north and will start to bring shower and thunderstorm chances to us on Saturday. Now, this system has been tracking further north with some of the updates here lately. It's expected to potentially continue to do so. So this rain may make it further north. We do need the rain. It's stinky that it's Valentine's Day, but again, guys, it's your chance to be chivalrous. Get the umbrella, open the door, take care of the ladies like we're supposed to, or whatever the case may be. Whoever you're taking care of, a great opportunity to demonstrate that good side. Unless you're staying in, and then you don't have to worry about the rain so much. We'll have it continue through the evening, though, and once we get into early Sunday, rain chances begin to decrease and skies will begin to clear. So today, again, mid-60s. Cooler again tomorrow, but still 10 degrees above normal, mid-50s. And that's what I'm talking about. Temperatures are going to kind of go up and down and up and down. Shower chances out there. A little warmer next week. Another cool down by next Thursday. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, and we have got our good friend Charlene Patton here from the Kansas Soybean Commission. Charlene, thank you so much for joining us. Valentine's Day. It feels like February is already moving.
Oh, I know it. I'm not ready.
No, I'm not ready quite yet either, but you've got at least something to help get ready, a very special recipe here.
We do. This whole month of February, we're featuring all kinds of chocolate desserts. Fun way to get the family involved, because it's also Bake for Family Fun Month. This is a winning recipe, and I thought this would be a fun, easy recipe if you're looking for that special dessert. So you tell us. It's called Raspberry Chocolate Dessert. She got 3rd place in the dessert category.
Yes. And it's Joyce Kennard who managed to pull this one off. So a very, very unique looking dessert here. A lot of good stuff here.
Yes. And where was she from, Chris?
She's actually, now she's crossing the border here. She's from Colorado Springs, Colorado, submitting to the Kansas Soybean Committee. I see how it works.
Yes. And
but still a great recipe.
it is, and it's another reminder that anybody can enter recipes at the Kansas State Fair.
Okay.
And so now's a good time to get your family started in the kitchen and get ready for this year's fair. Okay, I have one package of tofu that I've put in here, and to that you are going to add some of our liquid, and I cooked dates. I'll add the dates here.
Okay.
And I cooked those, and then we drained off 3 tablespoons of the juice. So you can put that in there.
Okay.
So we just cooked them in the microwave with hot water just to soften them. And then this is 3 tablespoons of that juice that we're going to add. All right. I'm going to add maple syrup. And you know, when you try this, you're never going to know there's dates in it, but it does give another healthy option to this. All right, and then you've got cocoa powder, yes, that you're going to add into that. Great. And then you've got vanilla.
I remember, vanilla doesn't taste like vanilla on itself. It's a great flavoring, but not so good by itself.
That's right. And then you've got a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of salt in there. And then I melded some chocolate. And Chris, I think it's the first ingredient that's listed. Why don't you? It's a dark chocolate that we're adding.
4 ounces of dark chocolate, or 60% cocoa, chopped.
Yes.
It's also melted now.
Yes, and I put it in the microwave, in a microwave bowl, and just every 30 seconds stirred it till it was melted. And with that, I also wanted to add that soy lecithin is an ingredient in that chocolate.
Okay.
So now we're just going to mix this until it's a nice rich pudding, back and forth. And you might want to take your spatula and stir it around, but it just takes a few minutes. Look at that.
Yeah,
you'll get a nice amount. Then what you do, and I put some of it over here, is that she put them in serving cups, so you could do them in different kinds of ramekins. And then we made this wonderful raspberry compote for the top of it. 1 package of frozen raspberries.
Okay.
It's got a little orange in it, a little orange zest, and let me see a little bit more vanilla.
All right, can't go wrong with vanilla.
And then we're just going to put that on the top. And it's amazing how nice those two things combine. And then if you want to make it a little bit more festive, I put a little whipped cream on there.
I like that. I like that. And then add a little more to the top.
And then a little bit more of the raspberry compote to the top.
That's amazing. And of course, Charlene, all of this is amazing. All of it's healthy, and that's the beauty of it. Is, you know, if you're making something up for your special someone for Valentine's Day, or maybe you're making something up just for you because you're special.
Yes.
Great healthy recipes, and if folks want the recipes this month, where can they go?
They should go to kansassoybeans.org. You can also call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN. We will send you all the recipes for the month of February that are featuring chocolate as we celebrate soy and chocolate.
All right, Charlene, thank you so much. We're going to be back with more right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:33. I'm Samantha Walker. In Benton, Arkansas, a 99-year-old woman is showing that when it comes to pursuing your passions, there is no age limit. Carter Thweet has her story.
There's a lot going on at the Benton Senior Activity Center. Line dancing and beanbag baseball are always a hit. But on Thursdays at 9:30, a different kind of activity.
It's locating who your ancestors were.
That's the purpose of the weekly genealogy class here, and the woman teaching it has quite a history herself. Mary Louise Chittenden celebrated her 99th birthday at the start of last week. She started teaching the class at 91. For her, it was a no-brainer.
I wanted somebody else to be excited when I found something.
They are excited, with much of the group planning to attend a genealogy conference in Utah this March. In the meantime, they have their weekly Thursday meetings, which Chittenden says she'll teach for as long as she's able.
I'm not probably going to be able to do as much as I did, but I have good helpers that will operate the computer.
Helpers like Doris Owen of Hensley, who's there every week.
The lady's awesome. You walk into a class, and I'm an old techie, but she's 99, and most people in their 70s can't do some of the stuff she's doing. She'll outlive us all.
Chittenden says the class is a team effort, and she's just grateful for people who are as passionate as she is. She encourages anyone who wants to learn more about their history to attend the class. And don't worry, it's free.
We charge them the same part that I get paid.
In Benton, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got an absolutely amazing sunrise, although the clouds continuing to thicken, as you can see from downtown Pittsburgh. Heading over to the West Coast camera, 7th and Range Line in Joplin. There's the sun, there's some clouds, there's some sky, there's more clouds, partly to mostly cloudy already this morning. KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, 69 and 400, looking north toward Pittsburgh. Looks good so far. And our final stop, the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. A few more clouds off to the northwest here. We will continue to see clouds increasing across the area. Take a look at these numbers, though. 60 in Joplin, 53 in Pittsburgh, and around the area, here's that cold front. So see, temperatures falling off back behind it. We're down to about 40 now in Sedan. You've been the cold spot all morning. And then down to the south, got some warm spots right now. Miami and Grove, the warmer spots, both at 63. So down south, look at that. Grove is 31 degrees warmer right now than they were 24 hours ago. And even at 40 degrees, Sedan, you're still 12 degrees warmer now than where you were 24 hours ago. By noon, cold front south of I-44 continuing to push through the region. Gusty north winds back behind it. Mostly cloudy skies across the area, but we are otherwise dry for today, although we could certainly use more rain. Again, remember, behind the front, the further back you are, Yates Center, Burlington, Iola, Garnett, you're going to be a little cooler than this, but not by much. On average, though, we're looking about the low 60s by 9, mid 60s by noon. We reach these highs early, level out for a bit, and slowly drop back into the evening, mid 50s by 6, north winds gusting to 25. We'll be a little cooler tomorrow. And then we'll warm up again. Then we got some rain chances. Go over those details with you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. In Miami, Oklahoma, the Dobson Museum is almost complete with their $4 million renovation. This renovation is funded through the Nellie Dobson Trust that owns the home and museum and pays for operational expenses. Dobson Museum in nearby home represents a historical site for Ottawa County, sharing years of history, making the updates a need for the community. Well, children's story time at the Johnston Public Library in Baxter Springs featured special guests yesterday. 2 firefighters from the local department read stories about Sprinkles the Fire Dog, which teaches lessons on friendship and kindness. Kids enjoyed playing games, coloring, wearing fire hats, and seeing a real-life fire truck outside. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Elon Musk is postponing his Martian city in favor of somewhere a little closer to home. In Consumer Watch, Americans are expected to break more than just hearts this Valentine's Day. They're poised to break a record, with the National Retail Federation predicting $29 billion will be spent on the holiday. That's more than $1 billion higher than last year's record. Shoppers are budgeting a record $199.78 on average for gifts, an increase from $188.81 last year, and surpassing the previous record of $196.31 set in 2020. More than half of consumers plan to celebrate Valentine's Day this year. Most of those celebrating plan to purchase a gift for a significant other, with spending on gifts for romantic partners expected to reach $14.5 billion. And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is coming up on 7:43, Tuesday, February the 10th. Happy Tuesday. So we got our cold front. It slowed down a bit. Again, not a major impact on our weather, but by noon, it'll be just south of I-44. Mostly cloudy skies back behind it and along it, and gusty north winds with it as well. Our temperatures today, while they'll be about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, will still be on average about 20 degrees warmer than normal. And remember, yesterday, Joplin specifically, because my memory is so bad, I've committed one number to memory, okay? Joplin made it 76 yesterday, broke the record height of 75, and even though it's only by a degree, that record had been in place since 1943. So definitely a warm day. Not nearly as warm again today, but still not too shabby out there. We're mostly cloudy until about midnight, and then you see that it's not a glitch. Clouds are expected to make a hasteful exit as we get past midnight, heading into Wednesday morning. Gusty winds will ease up also a little closer to sunrise, shifting out of the northeast at about 5 to 10. Most of our Wednesday is clear. However, late in the day, we'll see clouds gradually increase. We'll start going partly cloudy and then a mostly cloudy overnight into Thursday. Now, Thursday, we're mostly cloudy to just straight up cloudy, but we do get a southerly breeze, warms us back up because, believe it or not, tomorrow will be even cooler than today. But I want to emphasize, even though we've got another 10-degree drop in temperatures tomorrow, every temperature we have over the next several days, even with the ups and downs, are still above average. There will be cool days, there will be warmer days, but they're all still above normal. Thursday, most of the day is dry. Might even get some clearing late in the day. Clouds will return, and we'll get some isolated shower chances late Thursday into Friday with better rain chances this weekend, which we'll show you in just a moment. As for today, again, starting about near 60, making it up to around the mid-60s by 11, and I think I showed this earlier, but see where we reach, my goodness, these temperatures about 10 a.m., they don't move much. Between about 10 and 2, we kind of level out. So wherever you reach by about 10, 11 a.m., you're going to hang on to that for a minute before temperatures slowly begin to drop behind this front down to about 60 by 4. North winds gusting to 25. Through the evening, again, still mostly cloudy, mid-40s by 10. We will be colder tonight, but we're still above normal. Mid-30s, skies clearing, north winds still gusting to 25. So here's those rain chances heading into the weekend. Again, isolated shower chances starting Thursday night into Friday, and then by Saturday, about 5 a.m., we've got a system to our south that's going to bring the opportunity for some showers, possibly some thunderstorms throughout the day on Valentine's Day. We're not anticipating anything strong or severe with any thunderstorm activity, but we are looking at some data that suggests that this system will track even further north, which means we'll get more widespread rain chances for Valentine's Day, so it's something we'll watch. It also means if you're heading out for Valentine's Day, you're going to grab the jacket, grab the umbrella, because it's going to be a bit of a wet one. Now, it won't necessarily rain all day, but we'll have chances for showers and storms throughout the majority of our Saturday before it starts to clear out again by Sunday. All right, so again, mid-60s today, mid-50s tomorrow, mid-60s Thursday, upper 50s Friday, mid-50s Saturday, upper 50s Sunday. So that's what I'm saying. They go up and down, but in every instance, we stay above normal. A little more warming next week, another cool down by next Thursday. Let's check your forecast. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News up next.
Elon Musk says SpaceX is shifting orbits on plans to build a city in outer space. The SpaceX CEO wrote on X on Sunday the rocket and satellite company will now prioritize building a, quote, self-growing city on the moon over its long-awaited plan of colonizing Mars.
Musk says the Mars mission is still on, but he believes bringing civilization to the moon can be achieved much faster. The announcement comes after a report from the Wall Street Journal says Musk told SpaceX investors last week that the company is eyeing a March 2027 launch to the moon.
No human-carrying lunar missions have been launched since the end of the Apollo program in 1972.
Certainly interesting. And honestly, I mean, if we're going to colonize something in space, the moon's a heck of a lot closer. It's a little easier to get things there and back. Not cheap by any means, but when you're SpaceX and Elon Musk, that's probably not a big issue.
And think every night you could wave to them. Be like, there's our neighbors.
I highly doubt they're going to see us waving.
But it's the thought that counts.
I guess so. Well, this winter wonderland is a gift from a Minneapolis area man to his grandchildren. It includes the Papa Bear Plunge.
That's Steve Bless's name for his homemade luge that's almost 300 feet long. He estimates it took him more than 100 hours to build.
It's a lot of time in the snow. His grandkids say they love it and appreciate their grandpa. That's good that they like it, they appreciate him, but it's a lot of work in the cold.
A lot of work.
No.
And
But
you
cool.
know, it'll melt away, that hard work. And that I think will be the hardest
Well,
part.
I mean, it's Minneapolis, man. It's going to be a while before it melts.
Maybe.
That's where it actually does make sense. It's going to last a minute longer than it would down here.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still be nervous about it. That's for sure.
I wouldn't go on it, but let the kids have at it.
Yeah, let them get some
They'll
injuries.
figure it out.
A broken arm is part of childhood, right?
I never broke any bones, but you never know. I mean, it is a way to learn what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. Well, Takis is taking over snack aisles this spring, releasing a next-level flavor attack with the drop of 6 all-new Takis rolled flavors. Hitting shelves beginning February 9th, the lineup of 6 new flavors gives snackers more ways than ever to experience Takis' signature intensity, spanning the entire heatometer from 0 heat to hot.
Heatometer. The kids like Takis. When I was younger, I could eat spicy stuff, no problem. And I like hit 30 and all of a sudden spicy stuff was no good anymore.
No.
But the kids love it, so I'm sure they'll enjoy those flavors.
I don't do spice. That is
Okay.
like my biggest thing is I can't.
I like when I was a kid, man, spicy didn't bother, but these days, oh man. Well, those new flavors include Extreme Line, dialing up that tangy flavor to extreme. Smokin' barbecue grill-inspired smoky barbecue flavor with subtle sweetness.
That doesn't sound bad. Jalapeno, classic green pepper flavor that builds without overpowering. Pickle punch, a blast of dill pickle flavor meets acidity and a mouth-watering tang.
And Crazy Buffalo, this is a lot of flavors, which is available exclusively at Kroger stores. A fiery buffalo sauce flavor with creamy notes and lingering heat. Hot Honey, which is available exclusively at Walmart, is a craveable balance of sweet honey and rising heat and delivers the ultimate spicy experience where smooth sweetness hits first before building into a lingering sweet heat payoff. The heatometer level on that one is hot.
I thought you were saying it was a heatometer.
The heatometer. All right. Well, apparently a blanket isn't always just a blanket. There's a woman in Alaska who wove a blanket that tells a story of the weather that hit her state in 2025.
I've seen these a lot. This crochet flower blanket tells a story, the story of a remote village, a snapshot of an entire year, all in one piece of art.
Now, Selina Allsworth shares her everyday life online in Port Allsworth, Alaska. Now, last year, she became inspired to crochet her own temperature blanket for the entire year of 2025.
The creator can decide what colors are assigned to the different temperature ranges and chooses its pattern. Selena's blanket reveals something surprising about Alaska's weather patterns.
As she says, she grew up often experiencing temperatures as low as 40 below, but 2025 told a different story. The coldest it got was -14, and that was last January.
Whereas this January, they went all the way down to -40. She's already started working on 2026 and says it will be bigger, a lot bigger than last year's.
All right. Very cool, though. Very neat way to do stuff. Nice project, too. We're going to have a look at your wake-up recap and another look at your forecast right after this.
This is your wake-up recap for February 10th. Your top stories to start your day. The parents of a Joplin area firefighter who died in a golf cart accident reach a $150,000 wrongful death settlement. Tucker Berry was off duty when he was thrown from a golf cart in October of 2024 in Carl Junction and struck his head. He never regained consciousness. The settlement involves 2 men who were driving golf carts during the incident. Brant Colin, who was driving the cart Berry fell from, still faces criminal charges of involuntary manslaughter. The Berry family will receive just over $99,000 after attorney fees. Officials confirmed the name of a Joplin man who died in a Sunday evening motorcycle crash in Jasper County. The county coroner confirmed the 24-year-old Bryce Roach died after crashing with a car at West 7th Street and Central City Road. Roach was ejected from the motorcycle and rushed to a Springfield hospital, where he died early yesterday morning. The crash report did not list any injuries for the driver of the car. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And again, even though we're 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, still 20 degrees above average, into the mid-60s. Temperatures gradually dropping through the afternoon. North winds gusting to 25, mostly cloudy. We stay that way through the evening, mid-40s by 10. Skies begin clearing quickly after midnight, back down to the mid-30s. Still breezy tonight, though. Those north winds gusting to 25. And then tomorrow, a little cooler still, but above average, mid-50s. Watching some shower chances, isolated Thursday, Friday, and then more scattered showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder or two on Valentine's Day, so make sure you grab the umbrella. Okay, now it's time to have a little fun.
Yes.
In fact, that's what I titled this. It's still fun. So it's my goal is to find something interesting. I try and share interesting things with you. I've got just a little time to do that. Sometimes there's video. There's no video, but just you can picture this in your head. Okay. There's a North Carolina man who's facing multiple felony charges after he broke into a Little Caesars after closing time. Okay, so let's we're gonna very quickly kind of cover what do you think he was doing after he broke in. What do you folks at home think he might have been doing? He broke in to a Little Caesars. This was earlier this month.
See, having worked retail, I know a lot of times, stores are closed. They don't have the cash there.
Yeah.
But they do have ingredients to make pizzas.
And that's what he was doing. Thanks to the day after a massive snowstorm hit the state, this guy, let's see, I forgot his name already. Well, he broke in there. His last name's Hackett. He goes in. He used to work there, starts making pizzas in the middle of the night, sells them, keeps the money himself, and then went back and did it a second time, and that's how they caught him. So don't do that. Don't break into a restaurant and start making food. That's going to do it for now. We're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.